Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome back to another video for the MLBA. We are back, your Chicago Bibarels, going up in the finals, the championship, the biggest game of the season against the Reno Acerolas, or Acerolas, however you want to say that. Anyways, we have had a very interesting season. If you guys don't know, we won our first week, we lost our second week. I believe we won our third week, actually. So we were 2-1, looking good. We then proceeded to go on a 4-game losing streak, which was really bad. We were 2-5, not really a good chance of making playoffs. I believe at one point we also went, we might have had a 5-game losing streak and went 2-6, actually, not a 4-game. I think it was a 5-game losing streak. We went 2-6, and then we got a forfeit win. And I looked at the standings and I'm like, hey, if I can win out, I actually will make playoffs. And I ended up doing that. I ended up going 6-6. We got the 6th seed, which is really cool, and then we were able to win both of our playoff matches, as you guys saw, and we were here in the finals. So we're going up against Coach Spanik at the Disco. He's got a really good team. He's also got a really cool YouTube channel, so make sure you guys go check him out down below in the description. It's been really nice scheduling this battle with him, everything, talking to him. I've been in another league with him before, and he's just a really great guy in the community. So make sure you guys go check him out, give him some support on his channel. Also, Mike's channel will be down below in the description, the Pokemaster Mike. If you guys don't know who that is, he helped me build this team, and I've just been so grateful to have Mike helping me with my teams in MLBA. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be in this position to have a chance at the title, which is absolutely amazing. Mike is a great guy, so make sure if you haven't already, that you go check him out. Anyways, we're going to get into my team. I'm going to do a brief team builder, and then we're going to get into the battle. I didn't do a live comm for this one. I just didn't have my recording stuff. I wanted to do a live comm, but it's okay. We're going to do a replay. But anyways, I'm going to do a team builder because I haven't done one of those in a while, and I think it's really important to do that for a final. So anyways, the first Pokemon that I'm bringing to this game is going to be Celesteela. Of course, everyone knows I'm bringing this monster. I brought it to every single game before this, and it's coming once more. Celesteela, this is one of my most this is my MV sets right here. If you guys don't know, I like to make sets where I just put a bunch of random EVs everywhere. I put the ones that I need, and then I kind of divvy out the rest of them wherever I feel like it. So this is a very interesting Celesteela set. When I was going over the team, Greninja Protein is something I was really scared of, guys. He does have Greninja Protein, he does have Mega Metagross, he does have Mimikyu, Goodra, all that stuff is crazy, his team. I think our team's pretty good too, though. So, I think we have a decent chance. I was going back and forth with Celesteela. It can run so many sets. I haven't even ran Assault Vest on it this season, or maybe I ran it once, but I was like, Assault Vest would be perfect. I can shut down the Greninja and all this, and I'm like, you know what? I just need to bring offensive Celesteela. Because if you look at his team, he doesn't have great physical switch-ins. Like, Claydol's decent. Miltank, Goodra, they can take some hits. Girder, if it's got the Eviolite. Other than that, I think we can really break through this team. And he's obviously not going to bring a full Fizz Def on every single one of them. I'm bringing Autonomous Celesteela, but we don't have too much attack. So, I have enough attack to 2-hit KO the Greninja after, you know, just regular Greninja, which I think is decent, but I wish I could have put a little bit more on there. The thing is, I wanted to go max HP so that I could set up on anything, especially like a Specs Salazzle could be really crazy, or like a Z-move Salazzle, because I do have the Akaberry to live any hit from Salazzle, which I feel like is his primary answer to an Autonomous Celesteela, whether he's Scarfed or just outspeeds. Now, my speed tier is interesting. I went with a speed tier, and I don't know how this is going to work out. Nihilego, I believe, hits 337, I want to say, or 336, something along those lines. Actually, I can probably look it up, how fast Nihilego is. I'm not 100% sure on the calc because I was playing around with this, and then I think I gave myself a little bit of leeway. It might get 335. Yeah, 335 is Nihilego speed tier. So, with Celesteela, I went 130 or 169, which after an Autotomize will allow me to outspeed his speed creeping Mon. So if Salazzle is speed creeping my Nihilego, which is the fastest thing on my team, then I will outspeed after an Autotomize. I think that's pretty interesting. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It allows me to put a lot more bulk on my Celesteela, and yeah, hopefully it just works out. But I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm just hoping Celesteela can really be what drives our team this week. And then I'm going to have some support for it. So the first thing of support, you guys probably could see my team there for a second, but I'm bringing Rotomosh with Light Clay. I think this is a really good bring because it's allowing Celesteela to set up. With Light Clay, I can set up on any single Mon, unless he has like a Thunder Wave on Miltank or something like that. But yeah, I can allow Celesteela to set up with our dual screens, which is really cool. We can take hits from anything on the team, deal a lot of damage back with some of our wall breakers you'll see later. And we also just have a lot of bulk. The only problem with this set is I don't have Pain Split. I really wanted Pain Split or like some sort of, you know, way to recover health if I had left over a set of Light Clay, but I felt like Light Clay was definitely important to have, and I just couldn't find a way to put Pain Split. I wanted to not have Hydro Pump, but Claydol seems like a pretty likely bring to this match, and Goodra as well. And if I just have Volt Switch, then I'm forced to, you know, Volt Switch and be locked in against Claydols, or like not be able to hit Goodra for anything, even though I know Hydro Pump probably doesn't do anything. But also, you know, just not able to really do much damage to his team. As you guys can see, just solo Volt Switch wouldn't be great, and having Hydro Pump allows me to do a little bit of damage, which is always important. So that's what I went with. This is our Washington. I think it's really cool. Like I said, I usually do some MV sets here, so my speed here is outspeeding non-speed invested Mimikyu, as well as just a few other things. I think an unspeed invested Goodra I definitely outspeed. Maybe it was like a 156 Goodra, something along those lines, because I often run 156 on my Mons just to be careful. I believe that is where I was thinking on this Rotom Wash. So next thing we're bringing is going to be Uxie with the Culver Berry. I think this set can be really nice. I was playing back and forth on what type of things I wanted to bring. Knockoff obviously is a huge deal, but Foul Play overall just turned out to be probably the most important move in this game. Mega Metagross can destroy my team at +1, and the only thing that really lives hits is like Donphan and Druddigon and of course Uxie. And I think Uxie is probably my best bet, especially if I'm a max defense Uxie. I can set up Trick Rooms on it, I can go for foul plays, and if I predict him to switch out, I can go for my U-turn. I feel like U-turn is really important in this match because one thing that Uxie kind of says, oh yeah, bring in your Greninja, especially if I reveal foul play, Psychic, Trick Room, he's got to be thinking that last turn is, or that last move is like Heal Bell or Memento or something along those lines. So when Greninja comes in, I can click the U-turn, get off a huge amount of damage, which would be really nice in this game. I also have the Culver Berry on there, so I can set up Trick Room on the Greninja if need be, or like take a knockoff from some of his mons to get knockoff. I think Girder might be the only one. I'm not 100% sure on what mons get knockoff, but I believe Girder is the only one on his team. I could be wrong though. So yeah, anyways, I really like this Uxie. I think he can put a lot of work in against this team, and Trick Room, you know, my next mon under Trick Room is going to be absolutely great. I was going to bring Donphan as Wall Breaker, but I ended up going with Sylveon. I think Sylveon is a really good Wall Breaker in this game. You guys can see his team. He does have a lot of good switch-ins to Hyper Voice. Obviously, Metagross eats Hyper Voices, so Salazzle can take 2, I think, pretty well. Other than that, not the greatest switch-ins. And Assault Vest, Goodra can take, it can take 2 if it's max Spadef. Miltank can take a Hyper Voice, but overall it's just meant to break walls. Goodra have no way of reliable recovery besides rest, hydration. Obviously Miltank can get Milk Drink, but that allows me to kind of switch in on when I know he's healing up. But other than that, nothing really likes Hyper Voices. Like, I can hit the Metagross for 35%. I'll be completely happy with that because that's putting it into range of Foul Play into Extreme Speed, which is really nice. Hyper Voice also can put Salazzle into range of Extreme Speed, so it's not really a great switch-in, which I'm basically revealing I'm bringing Entei, so might as well put him on the screen. But anyways, yeah, Hyper Voice, really good against this team. But other than that, I can predict when the Metagross is going to come in, click Shadow Ball if I really want to do that, if I'm feeling brave. But Shadow Ball also has potential to sweep late game if it's like Mimikyu, Metagross, and Claydol or something along those lines, like Shadow Ball has a chance to kill everything. Side Shock just in case I want to predict the Salazzle late game or something along those lines. And then I have Quick Attack because I don't really need another move, and Greninja at like 36% is kind of scary. And if I lose Entei, Quick Attack can actually kill. It might not be 36%, it might be a little bit less than that, but it is just, you know, nice to have just in case. But anyways, that is our Sylveon set. Next, moving on to our Entei. The only Entei set I've brought this whole year is a Choice Banded Entei. I don't think I've brought anything else. Maybe I brought a Scarfed once, but I really like Entei. I think it's just really fun to bring, especially when I can just click E-speeds whenever I feel like it. And Sacred Fire can definitely dent holes in this team. The only real switch into a Sacred Fire is Wooper, which is kind of funny. You know, Goodra can take a Sacred Fire as well, but if it's Spadef, then it's going to take like 45%. So I think it's really nice. I also have the Toxic there just in case Miltank is his switch in, if he brings like a thick fat Miltank. But I think Miltank, if it comes, would be Sap Sipper because I have Shaman. But I do have Toxic on there. I know I'm banded, but I can click Toxic if I really predict the Miltank to come in, which I think is a possible play. And then I wasn't sure on the last move. I was kind of like, well, maybe I just go Will-O-Wisp to burn something on a switch in, like if he wants to switch in his Mimikyu on me or something like that. But I just went with Iron Head because Iron Head is allowing me to hit Mimikyu, and I just really didn't know what else to put on there. I was going to go with like Stomping Tantrum because Stomping Tantrum could be decent late game, but overall I figured Sacred Fire just hits everything that Stomping Tantrum would hit. So I don't think it's a big deal besides like Salazzle. Salazzle's nothing. So anyways, that is going to be my Entei. Enough speed on there to outspeed max speed Mimikyu, basically. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. Well, not max speed Mimikyu, but Adamant Mimikyu. And also this outspeeds a few other things. I mean, everything below that. And if he's not running a max speed Miltank, then we're going to outspeed that as well. So that's pretty cool. And the last mon we're going to be bringing is Tafiti. Now, Mike talked me into bringing Shaman. I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to bring it. I saw the matchup, and I saw how Seed Flare can really destroy a lot of his mons, like Greninja, Mimikyu. It can hit really hard, and Earth Power for Salazzle, Metagross. And I saw that Shaman really did have a decent matchup, but the problem is Shaman doesn't have that speed tier, and I was like, oh, I could bring Scarf, and I was just going back and forth. I ended up putting Dredagon on the team with like Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet, and I was like, okay, I'll bring Dredagon, and then I went to Donphan, and then Mike was like, no, you need to bring Offensive Shaman. It is really good in this matchup. I wanted to bring Leech Seed, but I figured that one of his mons has to be Sap Sipper, and I'm assuming it would be Goodra as a switch into Shaman because Goodra, you know, obviously can eat hits from any Shaman. And if it is Miltank, if Miltank does come, I know that thing's going to be Sap Sipper. I mean, it could be a Entei switch in, but yeah, I'm just trying to play around with some cool things. But anyways, I have Toxic on there because I do think I can predict the Goodra at the right time with the Shaman Toxic it, which would be really nice. A few turns of Toxic, putting it in the range of Sylveon and stuff like that if it's AV. So I think it's really nice. Earth Power there, I can live any hit from Metagross, especially, I think I can live a Fire Punch and an Ice Punch. Maybe not at +1, but definitely neutral. So I can hit him with an Earth Power and do about 50%, which is really cool. And then if I'm getting low, I have that leftover Synthesis combo, which is really cool. And if I get Toxic or anything like that, Natural Cure will activate. So I think it's a really cool Shaman. I think it could definitely put in the work. Maybe not as much work as it put in the first week of playoffs, but it definitely could be cool. So I hope you guys are all excited for the finals. I've ranted on long enough about this team. We're going to get into this battle, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alrighty guys, we are here with the battle. It is time. You guys can see we've got some good teams going on here. As you guys can see, he brought Greninja, Mega Metagross, Goodra, Salazzle, Girder, and Claydol. Surprised to see the Girder. I think that was really a big surprise for me when I loaded up this match. I was like, really? Girder? Like, I didn't really prep for it that much, but I mean, looking at my team, I have a ton of things I can deal with it. Uxie, Celesteela, and Sylveon, and I mean, he doesn't even want to take hits from Rotom because it's mainly a Fizz-Def mon with the Eviolite. So yeah, looking at this team preview, I'm like, alright, I see some good things, I see some bad things. I'm really scared of the Salazzle in this game. I mean, I have to be scared of Greninja and Metagross, but nice to see no Mimikyu. I think that was really what I was super happy about, was like, oh my gosh, he didn't bring Mimikyu. I don't have to worry about this, guys. That was a big worry on my part. Everything else, I mean, I wasn't really surprised about this team. You know, no Miltank means that I'm assuming this Goodra a Sap Sipper, and you know, I think I have a good chance to win this match. My game plan going into this would be either get everything in the range of Bandit Entei with extreme speed, or win with Celesteela. So anyways, I'm going to click the play button here. I think I got music off, so we're all good to go. And yeah, he led off with Girder. So I led off with my Rotom. I looked at the team, I'm like, he doesn't have any ways to touch Rotom. I thought his main way to answer Rotom would be like a Wood Hammer Mimikyu, but I mean, looking at the team, none of this really gets grass coverage, if I'm right. I think Greninja gets like Energy Ball or Grass Knot, one of the two, and maybe Goodra gets some sort of grass coverage, but everything else, you know, it has to be like a hidden power. So I was like, you know what, Rotom's a pretty fair lead. I can get up my my screens if I want to, or I can just go for damage. And when I saw Girder, I was like, I can get some good damage off on this. The calc was like 55%. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And that was if he was like, I think it was like 45% if he was Spadef invested. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna hit the play button. We go for the Hydro Pump. He got 47% off on him, so that's really nice. It's in range of a lot of things right now. It's in range of a Hyper Voice from Sylveon, which is cool. I think it might have been at full, but we do lose our Light Clay, so I think he's probably willing to take that because not having 8 turns of screens really hinders us, but it's still nice. So I want to click Volt Switch on this turn. I don't think he's going to stay in, so I do click Volt Switch, but he does stay in. But, you know, it's nice. Uxie can be a good switch in. He clicks Drain Punch, so perfect for us, and I really don't think he's going to switch out, so I'm just going to go for the Sidekick, and we are able to pick up the first kill of the game. I don't think there was any chance that he would have switched out there because Girder isn't living a hit from any one of my mons, and they're all faster than Girder, so that was a good sack, I think, on his part. Greninja comes out, and I do have the Culver Berry. I know I can take any hit from him. I think it's too early to pull the Trick Room out of here. I know it'd be really nice to get Sylveon in under Trick Room against his team because the only switch in is Metagross. I mean, Salazzle can take a hit as well, but it's really nice to spam the Hyper Voice against this team. But I'm just going to go for, I believe, the U-turn here. I don't go for anything crazy if I remember right. Yeah, I just go for the U-turn. Does a lot of damage, putting it in the range of Bandit Entei. Now, on this play, I thought about it a lot. We're sitting here. It was kind of a long wait, and I'm like, okay, I know I can kill this thing. I'm pretty sure that's E-Belt damage. I looked at the calcs. He's not Life Orb. Obviously, he didn't take the Life Orb damage, so I'm pretty sure that's E-Belt damage. So he can switch up his moves, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, he has to know he's in range of Bandit E-Speed. I want to click Sacred Fire. I really think that his Claydol is going to be the switch here, and if I can get off a Sacred Fire, that'd be huge. However, I'm going to play it safe here. It's too early to make predictions. I'm going to go for the E-Speed. So his Claydol is absolutely Fizz Def all the way. Got the min roll, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, he ends up getting up rocks for free. So unfortunately, I don't have any hazard removal on this team. I missed the Hydro Pump there, which is really sad because I could have put this thing down to like 30%, which would have been in range of everything, but that's okay. He just goes for Ice Beam, and on this play, I really don't think he's going to stay in, but it's not in my best interest to click Volt Switch here. Like, as much as I wanted to click Volt Switch, I just went for the late screen. I couldn't have him stay in and just keep on whittling me down, but oh, the Metagross spray is kind of lagging behind here. It's a Mega Metagross, but it just starts to look weird. So anyways, he's going to go for Meteor Mash. I know I can live any hit. There we go. And I'm just going to go for my Reflect, as now I go out into my Volt Switch, and I'm just going to go out into Uxie. Foul Play is going to do a lot of damage, and I can get up a Trick Room now because it's looking really nice for me to start wall breaking. Meteor Mash, he unfortunately doesn't get any of the boost, and now I'm just going to stack on my Uxie. However, he misses his Meteor Mash, which I think actually I would have preferred it if he hit his Meteor Mash, because then I got the free switch into Sylveon for 3 turns in Trick Room, and that would have been a kill on probably Metagross. I think he probably would have clicked Bullet Punch, and I would have lived with the Reflect easily, or he would have sacked off a Mon, and it would have been just a really nice course of events, I think, for me if he would have killed me, but that's okay because I can click U-turn expecting a switch now, and we are able to get that U-turn off and go out into our Sylveon with 2 turns of Trick Room, which should be 2 really good turns for damage. However, I get the 1 kill on Claydol, which is really nice, but I know I can't really touch the Salazzle. It's only going to do a little bit, so I'm going to stack off my Uxie. There's no chance of me getting up Trick Room again in this game, so I'm just going to stack it off. Go out into my Entei. I know I can threaten this thing a lot, so I'm just going to click the Sacred Fire because I can do a lot of damage to anything. 46% I think is really nice on the Goodra. It could be a physical to Goodra. I just have to keep that in mind, but I figure my best play here is probably to stack off Rotom, as I do exactly that. I go out into my Rotom, as he's going to go out and make a double, which I don't really mind. Greninja is not really a big threat to me anymore, and that he's in range of Entei. However, I see my opportunity. I don't have screens up, but looking at the percentages on all of his things on his team, I was really scared at Metagross at this point, because at +1, he actually ripped through my team. The only chance I had of winning this game was if Celesteela could live a +1 Thunder Punch, if he had gotten up to +1. So luckily he didn't get up to +1, so I was able to bring in Celesteela for free here, and I'm looking at the calcs. I'm like, okay, he needs to flinch me for him to be able to win this game, or he needs to have Scarf Salazzle, unless his Greninja isn't speed creeping my Nihilego, because then I need 2 Autotomizes to outspeed his Greninja. but I think it's worth to go for the Autotomize on this turn. If he makes the double out into Salazzle, it's okay. We have the Fire Berry, and that's actually better because then I'll just go for the second Autotomize to guarantee that we live, or that we're faster. So I'm going to click the Autotomize on this turn as he goes for Surf, takes us down to 50%. I know that we can live the next hit no matter what. If he gets a flinch, then, or if he's faster and gets a flinch, then that's kind of sad, but there is a chance he's faster than me. However, he goes and he sacks off his Metagross, and that's going to be really nice for us because we get the attack boost. Now we can kill the Greninja. Previously, it was the roll to kill the Greninja with our attack investment. Actually, it might have not even have been a roll. I think he just lived it every time, and we would have lived any hit from him, but it would have been kind of sad if he was faster than us. Anyways, I'm fully expected Salazzle to be Scarfed right now and beat his Switch'em. And I'm looking at the calcs. I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed, because although there's a chance that he would outspeed me if he wasn't Scarfed, I'm pretty sure you would see a Celesteela and be like, oh, I need to run Scarf to outspeed an Autonomous Celesteela. However, I only had 44 investment. So he's going to bring out his Salazzle. He's going to go for the Fire Blast. We eat up our Aqua Berry, and we don't get burnt. We're going to go for the Autotomize because I think he's Scarfed. And we're going to click Earthquake. And that is going to be the game, guys. Celesteela is going to come through. Time series speed, no way anything's outspeeding us. No way anything's living. And Celesteela is going to pick up the late game sweep, which is really nice, getting 4 kills. And we are going to win the MLBA, which is absolutely crazy. Celesteela has put in so much work for us this season, and I just really enjoyed using this team in general. I felt like this finals team was a lot of hyper offense, which I'm not really used to bringing. I mean, I did have a lot of bulk, like Uxie and Rotom were a lot bulky, but bringing offensive Sylveon again for 2 weeks in a row was really fun, and I think having Shaman in the back would have been really cool because I could have lived a hit from the Metagross, or I actually could have lived a hit from the Salazzle if he was Scarf, so that's actually pretty interesting. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it. We're going to end up winning the season. I'm actually going to go over a little bit of things, but I'll be there in a second. I'm going to go over like kind of like a season recap and everything and talk about the future with the MLBA. So I hope you guys are all excited for the Chicago Bibarels, and now it's time to celebrate. Alrighty, guys, so before I end off this video, I just want to give like a brief team recap basically of what has happened this season, because I have been keeping track of my individual stats. I think it's pretty cool to look back and see how everything went. Of course, our original draft wasn't with Entei. As you guys can see, Magmortar and Persian were on our team. We've got our whole team with us here. We've got Apollo the Celesteela, Tantar the Donphan, Brainiac the Uxie, Aragon the Dredagon, Wanda the Sylveon. Let's see if I can remember all these names. Scar the Entei, Tafiti the Shaman, which I did come up with that nickname before. Gym Leader Geo, just saying. Washington the Rotom Wash, which obviously I did not come up with that nickname. Plutonium the Nihilego, Doof the Bidoof, and then we've got Sylvester and Lava Girl to round out the squad. So it's been really fun. I think this team I was really frustrated with during my losing streak. I was like, oh my gosh, all these teams, they have like Landers Incarnates with Sheer Force, and the Gonadels, and Blaziken's with Speed Boosts, and Protein Greninjas, all this stuff. And I'm over here with Celesteela as my best mom. But you know what? I think my team actually was one of the best constructed teams in the league. And I shouldn't have been complaining about all that. As you guys can see, I have one of the best hyper offense teams that you could bring, with like Celesteela and Nihilego and Sylveon. Like, all of these mons can be really bulky, but they can also be really offensive. And that's the thing, is my team is really bulky. If you look at it, there's not a single mon on this team that's frail. Maybe Nihilego at most, but Nihilego has that great special attack, and so it's really nice to utilize a team that is a double-edged sword essentially. I really enjoyed using this team overall, being able to satisfy both the Fairy Dragon Steel core with my Sylveon Dredagon Celesteela core, which I actually think is pretty good. Giving yourself like 3 pretty bulky mons, but also 3 mons that can put in some work, and then my Fire Water Grass core that ended up being Entei, Shaman, and Rotom Wash, I think is really good. It's lacking a little bit of bulk, but I think it's still really nice. Overall, my team I just have really enjoyed using, especially these last couple of weeks. I'm a bit sad that I never got to use Bidoof. Bidoof is amazing, but it was just a meme pick. Team mascot, but also I was a little bit frustrated with not being able to use Nihilego as well as I should have. There's definitely some games that it should have come to with the Scarf and been able to clean up late game, but I just didn't use it very well. Other mons that I don't think I used full potential. I think I could have brought offensive Sylveon a couple of times, and Donphan I was kind of upset with not being able to use as well. As you guys can see the stats, 17 kills with Celesteela was my best, came to every single game, and Rotom and Uxie came to almost every game as well. A lot of them I brought pretty consistently. Nihilego, Donphan, Sylveon, they came pretty consistently to my matches, and then you guys can see, like, you know, Shaman not so much, Jedagon not so much, so I did really enjoy using this team overall. You guys can see Celesteela got 17 kills, which is pretty cool. I don't know if it would have been in the league leaders. It probably is close around there, especially after playoffs, but before playoffs started, I believe I was at 11 kills on the season, or 12 kills on the season. So yeah, Celesteela wasn't great in the regular season, but I think it definitely has something to do with, you know, just how poorly I played. Uxie with 6 kills was kind of crazy for me. I really enjoyed using Uxie because a lot of people do sleep on it offensively, and although I didn't bring like an offensive set, you know, Uxie was able to tank hits and then deal a lot of damage back. In the playoffs, we saw it with Hawlucha and Garter and stuff like that. So I think Uxie was just really fun to use, and I'll definitely draft it again. I mean, as far as this team goes, I'm willing to draft every single Mon on this team again. I don't think I was disappointed with any of the Mons on this team. They all have great potential. Jedagon, I wish I could have used a little bit more, seen the offensive side of Jedagon, because I just brought it for Rusk and Rocky Helmet a few matches. Persian, I get frustrated using because I know a lot of people can use that Mon really well, and unfortunately I only brought it to one game, and it didn't really put in the work I wanted it to, especially with Z Parting Shot. I wanted it to put in all this work, and I couldn't use it the way I wanted to. Magmortar, I think, is actually really good, and unfortunately I just had to drop it. I really like Magmortar, especially if you're in the tier league. You know, tier 5 Magmortar is something that you should really consider, and of course there's the memes with the Belly Drum Mach Punch that you can bring, but it's just overall a really nice fire type for like low tier, especially because fire types are hard to get in drafts. So like I said, I had to drop it for Entei because I didn't have points to pick up Entei without it, and Entei just absolutely turned my season around. I mean, I was on a 4-game losing streak or a 5-game losing streak, somewhere around there. I picked up Entei, and I didn't lose a game after it. Overall, I just really enjoyed using this team. Celesteela was a great pick. I got it like 10th overall in the draft, and I think next season, because I will be coming back for MLBA, I did change my mind. Originally, I had said no, especially after having such a hard season and all those, you know, bad moments in the earlier season. I was getting pretty upset when losing games just because I was really getting close to winning, and it just all kind of seemed to go downhill. And I did change my mind, though. I think it's really nice. We have a really nice community here. Everyone's pretty cool. And, you know, being able to defend my title is definitely something I'm looking forward to. And yeah, overall, I think it's probably the best decision for me just to, you know, stick around with the MLBA. I think Hat's a really good commissioner. It's nice to talk to him, and he really listens to everybody, which is really cool. So we will be returning for Season 4 of the MLBA, hopefully with some really cool Mons. I'm looking forward to using actually some of the broken Mons. When I had first seen this league, I was like, I'm not going to draft Magearna, I'm not going to draft Mega Mawile, even though Mega Mawile's not even that broken, but, you know, Naganadel, stuff like that. I was like, no, I can win with a budget team that has really good Mons on it. Next season, I'm hoping to grab something broken. I don't know if I get, like, special priority of what I pick. I'm pretty sure it's still a randomized draft order, but no matter what, there should be something on the board that's going to be fun to try that I probably wouldn't get a chance to try in any other league. Like, some things on the top of my head would be like Protein Greninja. I think that would be really fun. You guys saw how the guy in the finals had it. Naganadel, I think, could be decent. I know it's really fun to use. I just don't know if it fits my playing style. And then some of the Megas, like, I think Mega, what's it called? Mega Mawile would be really fun to use as well. But other than that, guys, I'm just, I'm open for input, but I just really hope you guys did all enjoy MLBA. I think this was really fun, and it taught me a lot about Pokemon, to be honest. Before MLBA started, like, I knew a lot about Pokemon, but I didn't know a ton about team building, competitiveness, and all this stuff. Like, I had learned a lot of that in UPL and stuff like that, but attributing it against higher competition is really difficult. And although UPL is really tough competition, like, I had to face some of the toughest battlers in this league. A lot of these guys are really good. I think my game against Shuckle King was really fun because he's one of the best battlers out there. So overall, I just really think this was a cool season, and I'm really excited for the next one. My motivation for Pokemon is back. I was starting to lose it for a little bit there, but These last couple of weeks in MLBA and UPL, which I haven't been uploading recently, but I should get on the grind for that because UPL has been a really fun season so far. And PSBL, all this stuff, I'm back on the grind. I'm starting to really enjoy playing Mons again, and so I'm hoping that I can get back into it. And I think it's really crazy how much luck I've had, and how much support I've gotten from all my friends and everything like that. Mike and everything, and Buff, and all these people helping me out with my teams. It's really nice. But this is actually my 6th championship, guys, which is really fun. I've got 2 in UPL, I've got 1 in PSBL, 1 in SML, and then 1 in my first ever league I played in, and now this one. So 6 championships in the bag after like 11 complete seasons of play, or 10 complete seasons of play, which is really cool. But hopefully you guys did all enjoy watching this video, and hopefully you're excited for the future of draft leagues for me. Also, if you guys haven't checked it out, I did upload a Minecraft video the other day, so make sure you guys go do that. There should be another one coming up soon. I'm starting to get motivation back for that as well. So other than that, guys, I hope you guys did all enjoy. I'm out for now. Peace.